to Mr. Philip Mikos, Head of Cooperation with North Africa in the EU's Neighborhood Policy and Engagement. You cover the entire North Africa region, but you also are taking lessons from, let's say, the Green Deal in Europe or other tools that are already in place in Europe that can be transferred to the South through this North-South cooperation arrangement. What instruments would you have to share that you are already implementing in the region or that can be used again to crowd in more resources, concessional hopefully, but other sources of instruments to bring funding to the region? If I might ask you for your intervention, Mr. Mikos.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol, and thanks to Water Week and the Egyptian government for the invitation. It's an honor to have the opportunity to represent the European Commission here. You mentioned it, we have a number of experiences in Europe, but there's been a lot of talking about funding and volume of funding. Indeed, the figures are quite staggering. The volumes required are 10 times, probably more, and even more of what's being financed. I think there are two issues here. One, it's volumes, of course. I mean, focusing, giving priority, and increasing the volume of funding. The European Union, our Commissioner Varhelyi this morning announced for Egypt a commitment of 1 billion, leading to 8 billion more in terms of investments. But the figures do not tell the whole story, I think. It is a matter, of course, of figures. It's also a matter of efficiency in the way these figures are used. These amounts are considerable, but their efficiency is not sufficient yet. The European Union has, with the new financial framework, put a lot of emphasis on better coordination. So what we are striving for, we are aiming at coordinating member states and European financial institutions around a single program, around single initiatives, which we call Team Europe initiatives, which have the ability of bringing substantial financing coordinated around a single program. And here is the other side of the equation, which is important, which has been recalled by previous speakers, and it's around what this financing comes through. Is it around strategy? Is there a strategy, a plan, a policy that can support this financing? And if yes, then the whole cycle can flow in a much more smooth and coordinated way. And this is particularly important for the last point that you are raising, private sector. Yes, private sector private sector can be invited. The public-private partnerships are an important tool, but private sector will not come if it doesn't operate in a framework which is stable, which is reliable, and which can attract private sector. These three important elements. The fourth one that I wanted to mention is research. We are at a time where research, digital technologies, and a new innovative technology can bring a lot in terms of improving efficiency, reducing losses, and maximizing the use of water. We've seen it in agriculture, we see it in a number of other areas. And there, of course, the European Union, with the associations with our research centers and associating research centers in the south and in the north, we can, of course, do a lot in terms of accompanying this research and translating it into the reality, different reality of our neighbors. Happy to answer questions, and I'll stop here for the sake of time.
Thank you very much.